the M&A side. And that leads to one of the questions was, and it's from a technology company, internet technology company, and they said, we're considering being bought out or buying another company out or go IPO. We're a profitable company with gross revenue of $4.5 million approximately and an EBIT at 11%. And the question is, how do we proceed and what should we do? And I could start maybe, I'll go with Colin this time and maybe come back to Grant. Is there advice to someone like that in this, and they're relating it to this market actually?
Yeah, it's a little difficult to answer that question properly with the few data points that are there. IPO is not really an option right now, so that's maybe because of that's some clarity there. Buy someone or be bought out. There's so many factors that involved in that question that you really couldn't answer it. I think if I had to answer it, I'd probably say not to do anything right now for a little while. Just wait till the volatility kind of calms down and continue making your 11% and see what opportunities unfold in the next 6 months or a year.
And Grant, your comment? I know there's, as Colin said, it's limited information.
I mean, there is limited information. One advantage at this stage of the game is, when the market is down a little bit, at times it can be a good time to look at doing a transaction because, when you're looking at bringing two companies together, you tend to look at where there's some synergies. How can you work together, and what are certainly those strengths that come with the two corporations? There also may be an ability to rationalize. There could be some shared services that, therefore, so 1 and 1 can make 3. You would hope 1 and 1 would make 5 so that it's really worthwhile and to help position you. Certainly, the other thing that the principals need to think about is, what do they want to be when they grow up? Do they want to continue to be running a company on a global basis, or do they want to, exit and go off and do something else? And I think that's fundamentally the answer to the question that they need to make before they can decide how they want to move forward.
And Andrew, what would you, again, unlimited, we know.
Yeah, I think I'd actually probably jump more into Colin's camp. For sure, it's not the right time to IPO, and they're probably too small to do that anyway. In terms of an acquisition, I think the timing's interesting. I agree with what Grant was saying. Although my experience has been over the last 6 months or so that in the mid market anyway, price expectations of sellers have not really adjusted to actually accommodate the realities of the current environment, and so I would probably agree with Colin, say it's probably a good time to wait for a little bit for 2 reasons. One, the expectations of the sellers have not yet shifted to reflect the new reality of the financing available. And so, over time, I think that they probably will come down a little bit. And as I sort of said at the outset, I believe that the financing is going to come back. And so to the extent that you can get a little bit of debt financing to help, accommodate an acquisition, that probably would be helpful, because to do it all in equity is tough. So I would probably be tempted to wait a little bit to see how things shake out.
Okay, I'm going to go